Fire in the hole. Welcome to Fro-Dog Arcade Repair. Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to work on a Mr. Do arcade game board by Universal. One of my favorites. I have a couple of these boards, and I was just building a test rig and put this one out. It worked, and then it didn't. I think our issue is just age and time on the sockets. I started and I pulled the Z80 out. I burnished the legs up with my fiberglass pen, and then I coated them with a little DeOxit brush-on style and reinserted it into the socket. I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know, this might be something that would be good for the channel, for other people to see. A lot of times on these old game boards, the sockets can be single wipe instead of double wipe like modern sockets, as well as just time and age and heat, and they get tarnish like old silver gets tarnished. I did the same thing here with the edge connector. I fiberglass penned all the contacts, painted them with a little of the DeOxit, and just cleaned that up. So, what I've got is, this tool's made by WIA. It is called a chip lifter. And I like it because it's not quite as violent as some of the other chip lifting solutions out there, where you can just start under an edge. You want to gently pry from both ends when you're pulling one out, because you don't want to flex the legs all one direction, and then you've got the equivalent of a wave in your legs, makes them hard to reinstall. When you're pulling them out, pay attention to where your keyway is on your chip. Don't always trust the board is silk screened correctly, but our keyway is towards our edge connector on this particular one. No, I'm not wearing an ESD strap. Sue me. I don't always think that it is as, oh my gosh, terrible as they've led us to believe all those years. Not on my shag carpet running my socks across. Yeah, ESD is important to mitigate, but I'm going to take my chances today. You don't have to scrub the bejeebies out of them. You just give them a quick little clean. Now the fun comes when reinserting it, because the chips or legs are all spread at a little bit of an angle, and it can be a little entertaining to get back in. So, got our keyway, again, facing our edge connector like it came out. Now, I haven't done a ton of these, but I find that putting one side in slightly and kind of giving a little rock back gives you clearance to put the pins. Press evenly, make sure your board is supported from the underside, and seat them back down in thoroughly. I recommend doing this one chip at a time. You don't want to mix up like character and color EPROMs and whatnot. If I notice, all of my chips have their keyway towards the edge connector. Again, take your time, be careful. Sometimes pulling up on the pry is a little better than pushing down to rock it. There it comes a little better. And always be careful when one side pops before the other. All right. And I do burnish the back sides. Again, just a couple little swipes with the pen is all it takes. We're not sanding 9 layers of old paint off a restoration car. We're just burnishing a little bit of tarnish off the legs, giving it a contact cleaner, and reseating in the socket. I like the paint on for this. It's pretty much the same product Caig Laboratories provides. Again, double check your keyway. We're towards the edge connector. Line it up, press firmly, and kersnappa right back in. These old stickers on here, I'm going to get and do some black tape likes over here. The EPROMs can be erased by UV light, so it's good to keep those covered. Now, what I was saying about the DeOxit D5 product, the spray worked just as well, just be a little messier because it tends to get everywhere, which in some applications that's exactly what you want. Not too much pressure. You don't want to bend the legs around. I don't know if you can see that, how quickly that cleans up with just a little bit of brushing. See how silver that leg is. Maybe in just the right light you'll see a little bit of tarnish on those other legs. Being that I'm an amateur videographer, my entire video studio consists of about an $18 arm that clamps on the edge of the bench to hold my Samsung Galaxy everyday phone that I use for regular life, and a little bit of free version CapCut software, and that's all I do. I never claimed to be a cinematographer, and not looking for Michael Bay level movie production value. The little intro for the channel kind of inspires a little Michael Bay with the fire and the whole explosion on that monitor chassis, but it just kind of dawned on me one day. I thought, I need to have a consistent opening, almost like a branding to the channel. And since I don't do a whole lot of fanfare for lighting off a piece of equipment, there's no time like the present. You just hit the pig whistle and go. Fire in the hole. So I thought about how to convey that, and I came up with my own little idea of the channel logo on a CRT screen with the the clear visible lines, scan lines showing that it truly is a CRT. Then going over to the fire in the hole logo when I hit the pig whistle, and then going to color bars in the 1K hertz tone like old school television channels did when they had technical difficulties or went off the air. So that's where that came from. Nothing too mind-blowing, and I was pretty impressed with myself that I managed to do it with the free software and free online options. Now I laid that one back down, and I go and look at my keyway. What I do, I laid it backwards. So double check your keyway before you reseat your chip. Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need. Brown party palm and 3 blue merles, baby, that's all we need. All right, let's go over and plug it into the test rig and see an image on it. Okay, I got my test rig set up here. I have an older G07 monitor tube here that's had a couple of different games on it. It's got some pretty severe burn. I'm testing in a universal replacement G07 chassis, and I've got my test rig here. Now, since I'm set up for JAMA on the test rig, I've got my Mr. Do board, I've got my adapter to JAMA, and then I've got a test adapter on that gives us all of our buttons and gives a place to plug in a DB9 controller, either a pad or a joystick like an old Atari 2600. Now, when you first hit the power on a Mr. Do, you get the tone, and then starts with the screen. So, got my fire in the hole switch here for the board. The monitor's already powered up. Let's see what happens. Fire in the hole. Look at that. Mr. Do, let's coin up. And let's... Nope, that's still coin up. There's a start. And one-handed left. Of course, I am absolutely no good at Mr. Do that way. Got him pointing the right way. Alright, we survived that. Alright, you get the idea. I believe we have us a fix, because it wouldn't even finish post before. It would just start up with a solid tone and just the garbled character test screen. So thank you for joining me today, and how to clean chip legs and reseat ICs on a PC board. Thank you for joining me at Fro-Dog Arcade Repair. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it useful, or at least entertaining. Please subscribe below, like, follow, and share with your friends. And remember, fire in the hole.